Hello, welcome along this afternoon. Eclipse Motorcycles out with RB and a test ride, first ride of this. This is the Lexmoto RSS. If you haven't seen the walk around video, go and watch that one first. Just running through some very quick specs on the bike. LEDs all round. LED with the headlamp guard over the front, very high front end. 70/30 tyres, dual sport tyres. Massive great front disc on it, water-cooled bike, 125, engine bars and crash bobbins on them as well. Very easy to get in, spark plug, oil filter, chain adjustment the other side, clutch this side, and just check out that stainless exhaust as well. Looks very good. 70/30 rear, disc to the rear, high tail tidy, LED indicators to the rear, and your stop and position light is under the back of the rear seat. Nice and easy to get in to do your chain adjustment on it as well. Very easy to get into this bike, clean the monoshock, and to get into your coolant, which is on the left hand side of the bike. Very easy to maintain this one. Massive fuel tank on that. Specs will come up on the screen somewhere in the ride test, and I'll probably put them up in the walkthrough as well. But overview, all blacked out, all tricked out. This does look very good now. 32-inch leg. Once I sit on the bike, I am semi-tiptoe, so it is very high in the seat. If you're 30 inches in the leg and under, it's not going to be the bike for you. So it does sit very high in the seat, so long-legged rider, someone of about 6 foot, 6'2", this would suit you ideally. Kill button, start button, horn indicator, main beam, dip beam, hazards, pass light to the rear, and a set to roll through the modes and set everything up on the clocks. Miles an hour in the centre, rev counter around it, gear indicator is off to the right, and your fuel and water is all on there as well. Now 5 litres gets you about 1 bar on this, but it don't sound too bad when you fire it up. It is side stand only, 6-speed box. Nice little round mirrors, but you do get a good view of the road behind, so ample view. Even though they are tiny round mirrors, I can see absolutely everything behind me, so get a check in that mirror. You can see that white Mini right back there, so a good view of the road behind. So as I say, first ride and review. Start it off with a low speed turn. Now, we had a comment on this, is like every bike will do a low speed turn. Not every bike will. You try turning an FJR or a GTR 1300 really low speed, that bike will go over. Especially if it happens to be one of the adventure bikes. They do not like turning at low speed. So that is the reason we show what it's like at low speed for handling for the young riders. And that answers that question. The second question is, why do we test ride at 40 mile an hour? It's a brand new bike. We are not going to be taking these up to full speed because they go up to sale for a customer. Now this is actually a customer's bike that he has just purchased. So hence the reason why we only do a 40 mile an hour test ride. It is a first ride and review. But as I say, any 125 bike, you can be looking to get around about 55, maybe 65 out of it. It's a 125 at the end of the day. If you want to go any faster, do your Mod 1, do your Mod 2, buy a bigger bike. But what's it like for rideability? Bars are nice and wide. It does sit you very high on the bike. It feels like you're sat right on top of it, where you are, but it feels literally like you're perched on half a dozen cushions. You do sit very high on the bike, but the actual riding on it is really, really good. It does give a great view of the road ahead, and it does keep your arms nice and positioned. You're not actually down on your wrists like you would be on a sports bike. So the riding position is very, very good. Now, they have had rave reviews about these RSSs, and everyone's saying they are a great bike to run on the knobblies. Well, we will find out in a minute, because we are going to put it down some country lanes. But the display, even during the day, black on white, you can't miss that display. 40 mile an hour, you can see your indicators, you can see where all your position lights are, you can tell it's in 6th gear, and then you've obviously got your fuel and the water in there as well. So absolutely beautiful display on this, and it's all TFT as well in colours, and obviously in the nighttime mode it switches over, which is very similar to what the LXR SE does as well with its TFT display. So everybody is now going to TFT. Personally, I like a good old analog dash with dials. Heavens forbid that the screen should go pop. You're going to be looking not to repair it, but a brand new screen. But that is the only downside I don't like, and it is a personal opinion. A lot of people do like a TFT screen, so the BMWs have got them, KTMs, all the big bikes all have these TFT screens now. Personally, I'm old-fashioned and like a set of analog dials. Nothing can go wrong with analog. But that display does look very nice. Dual braking bike, and it hauls through the corners, absolutely lovely. Now, fresh rubber, but it is a very comfortable ride through the corners, and even over the potholes you don't notice much off of that monoshock suspension. So suspension is very good on this as well. I'd say it's soft to mid on this, so even putting it over bumps you don't feel a lot coming up through the seat. Gearbox, once again, very smooth, easy to manage, and through a roundabout you can push it around, and that's on fresh tyres as well. Normally with tyres you would give them at least 50 miles to scrub in, but it handles exceptionally well. Obviously off the specs, loads to the gallon, nice sized tank, maintenance very easy. So happy days, and obviously a lot of people are raving about the RSS, saying it's a really good rideable bike, but you do need long legs. Very true. Thank you very much for your comments. Now the other comment we had riding one of these was the fact that is it more a marketing video than a review video? The idea of the videos is that you get a first look of what it rides like, what it feels like, and you get an honest opinion. If you want to go and see someone ragging one around at 60 miles an hour, then go and obviously watch another video. But this is just the first ride and review. We're going to head this back to the garage now. While we do that, I am going to give it my reach score, that's what I always say. So reach score is based out of 50. Now rideability, what does it actually feel like to ride? It is very, very comfortable. It sits you up high, but the actual riding position is very good. So I'm going to give it the full 10. Economy, at the end of the day, it's a 125. They're all about the same. You normally look to get at least 100 to the gallon out of one of these, 80 to 100 to the gallon. So there's not going to be much difference over the pothole or over the speed bump. Can't even feel that. So economy is going to get a 10 out of 10, as all the 125s do. It's not a gas guzzler. Affordability, yes, it is the top end of the market. It's not up with your big main brand bikes, so that is the one thing, but for what it is and what it is priced at, the affordability, I'm going to give it a 9 on the affordability. It's a little bit more highly priced than the other Lexmotos, but you are getting a lot of bike for your money. This is top end of the range equipment, and the engine is very, very good. Go and check out the specs of the manufacturer of that engine. I'm not going to mention any names on the engine, but the affordability, 9 out of 10. Comfort, can't fault it. Suspension is good. The seat feels lovely and soft. So the comfort on this, a full 10 out of 10. As for the handling, obviously this is the first review we've done, but so far what we found, it handles really well through the corners. I can take my hands off, roll it in a straight line, and that is how you normally check your handling of a bike. Does it track off to the left or right when you raise your hands off the bars? No, it doesn't. I would say don't try this yourself until you are a seasoned rider, because you will have yourself a little whoopsie, but the handling on it, absolutely perfect. So 49 out of 50 for Lexmoto for the RSS. It's a great little bike. We have got these in stock. If you are interested, give the sales team a call, 01908 822 458 option 2. That will get you through to the bike sales team, and there is a further ride coming up on this in the next few days for the customers. Keep your eye out for that. Well, we will get out and give it a few more miles on a few more back roads and try out what these 70/30
safety tyres are like. But until then, on behalf of the team, be well, ride safe, and for myself, RB, it's a big goodbye from me.